Now that we know that there is a difference between the anatomies and the functions of C3 and C4 plants, we are well aware of what it is. Let's have a comparative account of both these plants, and we have a list of points of differences, and we are going to see how C3 and C4 plants vary in those points of differences. So I have a list of 9 points of differences. We are going to talk about the optimum temperature at which the plant shows maximum rate of photosynthesis, the saturation point for which we have in terms of sunlight, what would be the saturation where the plant would stop performing the photosynthesis after achieving the highest point. Then we have Kranz anatomy, the role of chloroplasts, how it is different in both the C3 and C4. What would be the difference in terms of acceptor of CO2? The first acceptor of CO2 would be different, how it would be different. The first fixation product which would be formed as a result of difference in the acceptors. Then we have the CO2 compensation point. The role of mesophyll cells would be different, and we are going to see how it is going to be different, and rate of photorespiration. You are aware of all these things, what is the difference, except for the role of the saturation point and the compensation point. For now, just keep in mind what is the point of difference. The next lessons would introduce you to the role of factors and how they affect the rate of photosynthesis. So these two, saturation point and compensation point, could be understood from the subsequent lessons. For now, let us take the comparative account. The optimum temperature at which the C3 plants would perform the best photosynthesis in terms of a good rate of photosynthesis would range between 10 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, in the terms of C4 plants, it is 30 to 45 degrees Celsius. That is why we had said that they can grow well in arid areas. The second point is saturation point in terms of sunlight. As much as 10 to 70% of full sunlight, if available with all the other factors available in abundance, can bring about saturation in C3 plants. In terms of C4 plants, as much as sunlight, full sunlight even if you provide it, then also there won't be any saturation point. So high is their productivity in terms of photosynthetic rate. They are quite efficient. Talking about the Kranz anatomy, need not to say C3 plants lack this Kranz anatomy. It is present in C4 plants. When we talk about chloroplasts, the C3 plants have monomorphic chloroplasts, while the C4 plants have dimorphic chloroplasts. Now, why do we call it monomorphic and dimorphic chloroplasts? Because in case of C3 plants, all the chloroplasts would be having granule arrangement. Okay, all of them would be granule. In terms of C4 plants dimorphic chloroplasts, we have that the bundle sheath chloroplasts, which are present in the bundle sheath cells because of the Kranz anatomy. The bundle sheath chloroplasts do not have grana, while the mesophyll cells, the chloroplasts present in those cells, they have granule arrangement. So that is why they are dimorphic. Also, there is a different sort of arrangement, that there is presence of peripheral reticulum in the case of C3 plants, while in the case of C4 plants the peripheral reticulum is not present. If you can remember it, it is good. If you cannot, just skip it. Just keep in mind that all the chloroplasts would be granule in case of C3 plants, while in the case of dimorphic chloroplasts, mesophyll has granule chloroplasts, while the bundle sheath has agranule chloroplasts. We had discussed this when we talked about the Kranz anatomy. This is a repetition of that point only. Now coming to the next point, that who happens to be the first acceptor of CO2 in the carbon dioxide fixation. We know that in C3 it was the ribulose 1,5-bis phosphate. That was a 5-carbon compound. The first carbon compound that accepts the carbon dioxide, ribulose 1,5-bis phosphate was the compound. In the case of C4 plants, it was phosphoenol pyruvate. That was a 3-carbon compound. Okay, now because the acceptors are different, so we have a difference in the first fixation product that is formed because of CO2 fixation. The first one over here is a 3-phosphoglyceric acid. As you see, it is a 3-carbon compound, while in the case of C4 plants it is oxaloacetic acid. That is a 4-carbon compound. This is the point of difference. Coming to the CO2 compensation point. Now, what is the CO2 compensation point? The point after which CO2 does not become limiting. So, there should be 25 to 100 parts per million, that would be the compensation point. If this much CO2 is present in the atmosphere, then the plant shows the optimum range of photosynthesis, and over here the range is very less, as much as 0 to 10 parts per million. This much low carbon dioxide concentration can very well bring about a good rate of photosynthesis in C4 plants. So by now you have seen that they are much more efficient than C3 plants. Now what is the role of mesophyll cells? The mesophyll cells in the C3 plants perform the complete photosynthesis. It is ultimately the mesophyll in which the complete photosynthesis, or we can say the C3 cycle, Kelvin cycle, that is taking place. So the complete photosynthesis takes place in mesophyll cells. Comparatively, in C4 plants, it is only the initial fixation for the formation of 4-carbon compound, that is C4 acid, that takes place inside the mesophyll cells. Rest of the Kelvin cycle has to take place in the bundle sheath cells. And lastly, there is rate of photorespiration. From all these points you can make out another point, which would be the 9th, or you can say the 10th point, that what would be the rate of photosynthesis in these both, or you can say the rate of carbon fixation. Here it is lesser and here it is quite rapid, quite high it is. And talking about the last point, that is what is the rate of photorespiration over here. Over in the case of C3 plants, the photorespiration is quite high, while in the case of C4 plants, the photorespiration is almost negligible. So from these points of differences, you can very well decipher that which plants are more productive in terms of rate of photosynthesis. It is certainly the C4 plants. It would be easier for you to remember these points. In case you are not aware of these topics, then you cannot remember it. So it's better you watch the videos which explain the C3 and C4 plants in terms of their cycles, photosynthetic cycles. So you would understand it in a better way, and then you can take this comparative account, and this would act as a sort of revision for whatever you have studied in C3 and C4 plants.